I don't get it.
Especially, yeah, if it went on for a while.
It was like years. It was like 4 or 5 years. He just has like rotting fucking body parts in his attic. Like, wouldn't you like smell that at some point?
Just like, oh, the attic has a weird musk to it, don't you find, honey? If it has a weird musky smell, like, I don't know. Can't put my finger on. Can't put my hand. Can't put my finger on what it is.
Welcome to the Moonbase Podcast. Join us on a journey through consciousness, space, and the eternal bullshit of life. Take this guided tour with your hosts, Cap and Chef. Explore with us, laugh with us, and enjoy the Moon's Best Podcast. And now, we begin.
I saw this meme, and it was for this movie called Velocipaster.
Okay.
And it's about, it's as dumb as it. It's about this pastor who like goes to China and like touches this dinosaur tooth, and then he like turns into a dinosaur when he gets like angry, like the Hulk.
Awesome.
Yeah. So he's like,
Do pastors get angry? I thought that's like against the word.
He's a
of
really bad
Jesus.
pastor. He like fucks a hooker and like fights ninjas and like
Damn.
he accidentally like takes the eye of another pastor and he like kills
could be
the
a
hooker's
pastor.
pimp and
I could be a pastor.
then by the end of it he's just like smoking a cigarette in a leather jacket outside of a car like, and he's gonna go make a new life as like not a pastor with this like hooker.
True.
He's like giving up the life of God to be the life of Dino George.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So anyways, I was thinking, I'm like, there's so many dumb movies that do so well. I was curious as to what, if we were to come up with a movie like that right now, what it would look like. The dumbest movie you could possibly think of. What would the premise be?
Well, like, I don't know about dumbest possible, but we could definitely come up with just some generally stupid shit.
Like, I feel like there should be a mentally deficient dude in a wheelchair who just like screams random shit throughout random parts of the movie.
Usually, like, from what I've seen, those like shit movies, it's not even like the plot will just be like a simple story. Like, you get like 6th grade like short story writing class, and you get one of these kids to write a story, and like you use that as the plot. But then the key I found is like to just have really shitty acting and like horrible production.
Horrible. There was a scene in that movie where it just says VFX of car on fire, but they didn't actually do the VFX of car on fire. It just had it.
Oh, it had like the note for like add it later.
Yeah. Man, that's funny. I was actually you just reminded me of when I was in like grade 4. My parents had to come into the school because, okay, so they had like given us this writing prompt, and it was like, you're alone in the mall's closed, and you can do whatever you want. Like, what are you doing? And I like talked about how I would like go into like the toy store and rip the heads off all the Barbies and just like steal a bunch of shit, light a bunch of shit on fire. Like it was like me and Greg. I was like, yo, I'm gonna like fuck up this mall, man. Like I don't give. And she like called my parents, and I think my mom said, like, word for word, I have never seen so much violence come out of the mind of a child.
That's awesome.
And she was like genuinely worried that I was gonna like cause harm. And my mom was like, "No, he's just an idiot. Like, just like it's fine." Because I had like we had to draw pictures too. So I think that like drew a picture of like this guy just like ripping that off of Barbie and like blood squirting out or some shit. It was, like,
dude,
really
I used to draw
intense.
fucked up shit when I was a kid, man.
Yeah, same.
I like drawing like stick figure wars and shit was
Yeah,
my thing. But
hell
then, like,
yeah.
I don't know if you remember like those thing games where it was like those like zombie side scroller shooters, but they're like super graphic.
Yes.
Same with like there are other stupid games like Death Wish and shit where like you just click different options and then like depending on how you want to die, it like gives this animation of like the dude getting like brutally murdered and like blood going everywhere. I used to just draw shit from that all day. And like I had this box in my closet and I just remember when my mom found it, she was just like, what the fuck is wrong with my kid? Like, holy shit.
I have 2 more stories like that. So I have another one where like I used to write like really fucked lyrics when I was a kid, like, and like my aunt, I'd like forgotten, I was at my uncle's house and I forgot a sheet in like my auntie's house. And same thing, she called my mom and she was like freaking out. She's like, what the hell? Like, he's like writing all this shit about like killing people and like massacring and like doing violence and like killing himself. And meanwhile, I'm just like sitting on the toilet like, oh, like violence rhymes with like silence and then like cutting throats and goats. Like, cool. Like, and just like in my head, I'm just like, oh, I'm just gonna write some like fucked rhyme scheme, not thinking like someone's gonna find this and read it.
Yeah.
Oh man, I used to do fuck shit too. I remember, oh, this is so cringe. There was this girl in high school that liked me. Her name was Christine. And like, I liked her back, but like at some point I thought like, oh, like if I show her like my fucked like victim poetry, she'll like me more. And I remember I'd spent like time at my auntie's cabin and I'd wrote like this like super fucked like suicide poems. Like they were so fucked up. Like so fucked up. And I remember like, and I had like done like drawings and like some of them I like wrote like it was like fucked. And I like showed her this. And she's just like reading them. And then I remember her just like closing it. And then like when the break was over, she just like never came back. Like I never talked to her again after that. Oh, also, do you remember Microsoft Movie Maker?
Yeah.
You could like make shit in like Paint and stuff. So I used to do that all the time. But I remember I had like found these like 9/11 documentary files in my dad's computer. So I like made this like 9/11 film with like paint things in between, and then like I put like Metallica music on top of it. It was fun.
Thunderstruck in.
It was. I think I put like
AC/DC,
I think I put like the Unforgiven or something. Yeah. The Unforgiven.
Yeah, that's funny. For whom the bell tolls.
Oh, so I got this video. It was like an old VHS camcorder.
Okay.
Oh, this is so bad. So I like don't have any VHSs, and it was my grandfather's camera. So he gives me a bunch of VHSs, and he's like, "Yeah, you can just like record over these." So I like had this idea for like a movie. So we like filmed a couple scenes, and one of them was like, I had like crushed up goldfishes and I got him to like eat a bunch of goldfish with water and spit it out like he was vomiting. So the video that he had given me turned out was my parents' wedding video that they had never seen before and didn't know he still had. So it's just like them. It's just like them talking about giving their vows, like they're like in the scene, and then it just cuts to my buddy just like, blah! Just like fucking like raw goldfishes and shit, and then I was just running down the halls, and it cuts back, and I was like, oh no. My mom was so mad because not only had she not seen that movie in like 20 years, now she couldn't watch it without my fucking retard ass on it. I totally forgot about that.
That's amazing. Oh man,
That's great.
that's funny.
Okay, so if we were to write a dumb movie, or like a B movie, like a low production B movie, what would it look like? Just name some characters.
This dude, he's trying to get jacked. Okay, he wants to be a Bulgarian powerlifter, but you see, the issue is he's broke as fuck. So he has to find alternative ways to like get enough protein and like calories. So it just follows him around as he like dumpster dives and like eats cat food or like insects and shit, and like meanwhile he's just recording all the crap he's like eaten and like trying to do the calorie count for it.
Jeez, I like the premise of the broke Bulgarian powerlifter. That's already great. Oh, what could you add to that?
He just like he'll do the calorie count on like the back of a can of gravy and be like, all right, like drinking gravy for lunch, you know, and just like warm it up and drink it.
What would you call it? What would the title of the movie be?
I don't know.
Glenn Gooley Takes the World. I don't know. The fuck's a Bulgarian name? Ravinich, something with an itch at the end of it. Man, did you see that shit with is it Hezbollah? What's his name? Hezbollah, the dwarf dude that like.
Oh, that like, yeah, I forgot what his name is. Yeah.
I started following him on Instagram, and he did this video of like him going to his management.
Yeah, you sent that to me. Yeah. But like he's like his manager's like throwing a dart at Dana White when he's like walking in or something, and like
he like demands a fight with Conor McGregor.
Yeah, he's like, this one talks too much.
So is he a dwarf? Is that like?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what's up.
Because at first I saw a video of him like in a car.
Yeah, I sent that.
And it was like, yeah.
He just like goes.
I thought he was a baby. I thought it was just like a little kid.
Yeah.
But then you sent me that other video, and I still kind of thought he was a little kid. But then I was like, no, like.
Did you see the Moonbase story with him on it? That video is awesome, where he's just like training up or whatever.
I don't know how that guy like blew up so much.
But it's weird, like there's like this one like big jacked Slav that does MMA, and then he like almost like manages these two dwarfs and like gets them to fight each other and stuff.
But they just fight each other? Like it's only the two of them?
I've never seen them like, well, like I don't know, I think like once like one of the dwarves just tried to like punch or kick like a full grown person, but like they never act like, none of the full grown people fight back. They just think it's funny that like this little things.
You see those like training videos of like, it's not even training videos, it's just like they're chilling and he'll just like sucker punch one of the dudes and then just like run away.
Yeah.
Oh man,
we need one of those little guys, like you sit on the basketball net or something, say dumb shit and make noises.
Man, cults are fucked. Now that I like went into that realm, now it's like it's all I get recommended. So I found like another one today. It's like this South Korean Christian cult.
Okay.
Where they're like basically taught to like worship this one dude, because he talks about how there was like the 12 tribes and like he's like the descendant of one of the tribes, even though he's fucking Korean, which like has no attachment to like the tribes of Israel like at all.
Yeah.
And he's just like, yeah, like if you want like wealth and happiness, you need to like follow me, not God, because like I am like the spokesperson of Jesus.
True.
It's like he like gets his people to like lie and like be deceitful and like when to cry in front of their parents to like get different things. And like
I've like thought about like kind of like joining a cult, but like not like you're like, you know, it's a cult the whole time, so you're just kind of there to like almost like oh, like, yeah, like that alien did shit in this volcano and birth humanity. Like, cool. Like, yeah, where's the free food at? And like where are we sleeping? Like,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like, we're chilling here. Like, oh, like I get to watch like all these fucked people go about their days and like laugh at them. Like, dope, you know? Like, it wouldn't be a bad go for a little, like, as long as it's not one of those like hard to escape cults.
No,
you know?
like I feel like having like if you were like around in the 80s and you were like in fucking Oregon in like the Rajneesh cult, like that would have been lit as fuck.
Yeah. But I mean,
Because they just
even
have like
nowadays,
crazy orgies and just like
Isn't that what like you could still go to like a Shinto temple or something like that, or
What's
like
that?
a Shinto's like this Japanese religion. It's like
Okay.
Besides Buddhism, it's the main religion of Japan.
okay, but that's not
But
like
there are like temples that you could like. Same with Buddhism, man. Like you could just like go live at a temple. And,
yeah,
like,
but
practice
that's like
Buddhism.
different than like going to a. Oh, is that our food?
No. No, it's fine.
Okay. That's still different than like going to like one of these places to have like a crazy experience that you couldn't have elsewhere. You know
What,
what I mean?
like for joining a cult?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would want it to be kind of like a cool one. Like, I wouldn't want to be like, I guess like it can be kind of mystical, even if it is like Christianity and involved with Jesus. But like, if I were to join a cult, like I'd want to do like the real fucked up ones, you know, like the ones that just like believe that like aliens, like we gotta like fucking like June 31st. Is like the day we all have to kill ourselves to get onto this alien comet, you know? Like, that's like the kind of cult I'd want to like be a part of. Just the like the ones that are like, holy, like what the fuck is going on? Like, this isn't based on anything. Like, have you ever read of like Heaven's Gate? I like
No.
saw a doc on it.
What's it about?
So it's like this cult, and so it was like this music professor that got like kind of like blacklisted. He got like banned because he
Okay.
was gay and he fucked one of his students.
Okay, that sounds about right.
And then he made like his like this like cult with this other lady that was also nuts.
Okay.
And then like the one of the founding principles of the cult was just like to repress sexuality overall. And like a big theory is just like because he was gay and like with this woman now, so like by removing sex from the equation, it was less of an issue for him. But so this cult Heaven's Gate, what they did is they all like ended up doing a mass suicide off of barbiturates.
Jeez.
And they all wore like the same purple Nikes, and they had $5 in quarters in their pocket.
All of them?
All of them. And then they were lying down with like a handkerchief laid out, and they all killed themselves that way because they believed on that certain date there would be this comet that passes, and by killing themselves their souls would board that comet as like a spaceship, and then it would take them away from Earth before it gets destroyed.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah. And like I've always like I looked on eBay. I've been looking to like cop one of those pairs of shoes because like Nike doesn't make them anymore. But that would just be like a flex, you know? Like, oh, like not only do I have these nice Nikes, but like listen to this story.
Yeah, this dude like killed himself in these.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are barbiturates?
I've like never fucked around with them, to be honest. They're like,
like,
one of the
what are
drug
they?
classes I have, and from what I've like understood, they're like sedatives. Or wait, actually, I'm not sure. Quaaludes might actually be a barbiturate. Maybe I have done barbiturates.
Because like it's a very when you talk about like the 70s and 80s, you hear that term thrown around a lot.
Yeah.
But like especially these days, like you
Yeah,
never hear about
it's
someone
a
who
sedative,
does barbiturates.
and like from what I understood,
Yeah, sedative, hypnotic, sleep-inducing, and anxiety. That sounds awesome. Just sounds like you chill the fuck out.
but that's like a benzodiazepine. Like,
Is
that's
that
like
so?
Xanax,
Oh yeah, so
kind of.
okay, yeah, so phenylbarbital, amphetamine,
Phenobarbital, yeah.
and
That you could like
benzodiazepine.
you could steal that shit from veterinary clinics.
So what are the big? What are like the big three? Like if like what is like a normal barbiturate that you would see these days?
Like phenobarbital is like, but
What's
like
what's like the brand of that though?
You don't see them that often.
Like
though,
that's the
just 'cause they're
chemical.
dangerous
Like
drugs.
what is it actually sold as?
Like if I wanted barbiturates, like my best bet would probably be like sticking up a vet clinic for phenobarbital.
But like,
and it would be a vial that
but
says
like,
phenobarbital.
can you still get prescribed it for like severe insomnia?
Yeah, like dude, if you're rich, you could get it prescribed. Like all you have to do is be rich. That's
fair.
what Michael Jackson. That's what happened. He died off that shit.
Of barbiturates?
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, man. Cults are crazy. And then like, it's like one of those things too. Like, oh man, it's the one in particular. It's like, so there was this like dude, and he had like started. It wasn't really a cult. He was just a serial killer, and he like got people. So he like, I'm like paraphrasing here because I don't know the whole story by heart, but basically this dude, he was like married with kids, and he had like a landscaping company, and he like had gotten 2 of his employees to like move in and live with him. And so he was like really into like Satanism, but like it was beyond normal Satanism. And from what I've found, there's lots of like weird religions. Like, did you ever hear of like the narco sadists?
No.
Okay, so this was like a cult in Mexico, and they were drug traffickers, but they also practiced Satanism. So like they just like slung like fuck tons of cocaine, but then they would also like kidnap people and like rape them and torture them and do like crazy fucked like bullshit satanic rituals just to like cause notoriety, I guess. Okay. And it was because this one guy, he had been, I think it was called Paulo Myoto, and it's like this like super fucked Mexican religion where like it goes.
Was that the one I was telling you about, like that trafficker religion? Where like they pray to that one dude.
No, like this is different. So like a lot of Mexican religions have like religious sacrifice, like animal sacrifice, but this goes beyond that where like they teach you like magic, like how to like sacrifice it in a way that you like increase your power.
Oh, dude, magic, like shit I've read that like comes out of Mexico for in terms of magic is like generally like more fucked up and like over.
Yeah, so they have like
European based like Western magic, like the most fucked
Here we go.
I've seen is
okay,
like
so it's called dude, it's fucked. Okay, so it's called Paulo Myoto, and it actually originated in Central Africa, but it got popularized in Cuba. It wasn't Mexico, it was Cuba. And they do this thing. What is this called? They get like this. So there's the other religion, Santeria. So Santeria is like a lot of people practice that. It's like big in animal sacrifice. So this guy had grown up in Santeria, and like his mom was like fucked. She would just like keep like dead goats and like cows in their house like rotting. So he was just like really used to like fucked shit like that because his mom like took Santeria way too far. And so he had met this dude that was like a priest of Paulo Myoto, and he would like hang out with this dude every day until he was eventually like indoctrinated into Paulo Myoto, and then he ended up running like this narco trafficker ring and like kind of adapting those practices into like Satanism. I'm trying to remember what this bowl is called. So they do this thing. What is it called? They like basically get this cauldron, and so they like right here. They'll like do like, it's called a polero. And they'll like put like dried toad, human hair, fish bones, animal hearts, but like this guy would do it with like people, because he thought like if he like drank from the soul of like the people, so he would like put them in these cauldrons and boil them up, it would like give him more power. Super fucked. Anyways, I want to go back to the other guy. So this guy, he like owns this company. He's got these two guys living with him. And he like does all these fucked rituals that really have nothing to do with Satanism, because Satanism actually has nothing to do with sacrifice or like any of that bullshit. It was all like pressed and pushed by media. It has nothing to do with that. It's all about like just living your life and giving into natural desire. And it's almost like just a parody. It's just like you shouldn't fuck with anything that isn't like
it. Satanism is pretty much given to your most fundamental desire. With like Cuba and Santa Maria, I got a pretty crazy story.
Please tell me.
So I went down with one of my buddies once. So like we got a room and like it's pretty big, like just chill. Like then we're like partying it up, and like one night there's just this lady in like a big hood holding like this candle.
Where is this?
In Cuba.
Okay.
At our resort.
Okay.
And she's like wearing a hood, like one of the occult hoods, like the black magic hoods, and she's just like walking in circles around the pool. And I'm like drunk as fuck, so I just like like stumble up to this woman doing her magic, and I'm like, hey, like what's up? What's going on? And she just like turns and looks to me, and then like looks forward, and then just keeps doing her thing. I'm like, okay, like you don't want to talk, and then I just like go back. I'm like chilling. Me and my buddy are partying and shit. And then like at one point I'm like, yo, I'm like pretty tired. I'm gonna head back to the room. And then like I crash, and then like I wake up the next morning, and like my buddy's like in his bed. And like we both wake up. He's like, yo, where were you last night? I'm like, what do you mean? Like I just went back to the room and crashed. He's like, nah, like I came back at like 7 a.m. and you just like weren't here at all. I was like, bro, I like just went back to the room and went to sleep.
What?
And he's like, no, like you were gone for like hours, and like I looked around for you, like couldn't find you, and like then like I woke up and you're here now. So like,
did you black out?
I don't know.
Did you sleepwalk?
I don't know.
That lady fucking spoke a curse on you. I was about to say she must have like hexed you as you were coming back.
Also another weird thing. Once, dude, I was in Romania, man, and I was just like, just chilling in this field, like having my beer, like by the beach, and like this like gypsy woman comes out of her tent. She's like, oh, like I just got like a vision that you were here in like this field, and like you should like come to my tent, because it was like super hot. It was like 40 degrees. I'm just chilling drinking a beer in the sun, like. So she's like, yeah, come like chill under my tent, like it's fine. And she's like telling like me like she does like fortunes and stuff. I'm like, okay, like cool, that's great and shit. And then she's like, oh yeah, like you know, like the devil walks around with you and like just chills with you, like he's like following you around where you go. I'm like, oh okay, like that's pretty cool. Like could I just like talk to him? Like is he just like there to like bull? Like can I like hit him up? And then she was like, nah, like it's not a good thing. Like he just like fucks on you and stuff. And she's like, yeah, you should like go get like cleared or whatever. And I'm like,
did you?
Okay, nah.
You got a hex on you. That fucking crazy lady from Cuba.
No. The Cuba lady was after though.
Was it?
Yeah. Like the gypsy lady that told me the devil follows me was like 3 years or 4 years before that.
What? That was freaky, man.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay, so this that's fucked. So this guy, okay, he like does all these like fucked. So like he goes out and they kill this lady, and they like mutilate her and rape her and do all this fucked shit. And then he like has this like. So he like has like this like satanic like altar in his attic.
Okay.
Which like the idea that like you live in a house and like your husband goes to the attic all the time and not once do you have an inkling to like go check what's up there. Like what the fuck, man? Especially like it must have stunk, because like when the FBI raided it, so he had like this altar box, or was this trophy box. And so every time he killed someone, I think they killed like 9 people. Every time he killed someone, he would take part of them. So it'd be like a boob or like a hand or like some like fuck. And he'd keep it in this fucking box, like rotting away. Like, wouldn't you like smell that? Like, would that not like carry through the house?
Yeah, rotting shit smells pretty.
Yeah, like
bad. like cadaverin, that like
Yeah,
chemical.
man.
Yeah, it's nasty.
That like, I don't know, that part specifically like boggles my mind. Like, I don't get it.
Especially, yeah, if it went on for a while.
It was like years. It was like 4 or 5 years. He just has like rotting fucking body parts in his attic. Like, wouldn't you like smell that at some point?
Just like, oh, the attic has a weird musk to it, don't you find, honey? If it has a weird musky smell, like, I don't know. Can't put my finger on. Can't put my hand. Can't put my finger on what it is. Got some bad news, folks. So it seems that our cryoregulators are broken and that the Moonbase starship is currently freezing. And we're experiencing a temperature drop, and our ship is slowly becoming encased in ice. And really the only way we could possibly fix this is with Patreon donations. If you check out the Moonbase Podcast at Patreon. Yeah, things aren't looking great. There's a Yeti outside our windshield now. We're in some kind of ice cave, and we need those cryoregulators to keep us warm. And the Yeti seems to be trying to communicate to us somehow. Seems to be making some kind of gesture. Oh, it's telling us to go fuck ourselves. And he seems angry, so should probably get this shit fixed pretty quickly. So yeah, check us out at the Moonbase at Patreon. And that way you can support the Moonbase Podcast and get us out of this sticky situation.